Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to talk about the pre-match preview between Barcelona and Sevilla. So in this match is going to be taking place in the Camp Nou, so we will be home. And this match against Sevilla will be our third league match under Ronald Koeman. And we should expect a absolute thriller at the Camp Nou. Like in every match between Barcelona and Sevilla, this is going to be a very exciting match. And to be honest, I really do believe that this is going to be Koeman's first real test as a Barcelona coach. And with this strong Sevilla side, there are so many things to talk about and so many things to address. And so if we do analyze the 3 preseason matches and the 2 league matches that we have played so far under Koeman, you can see that overall Barcelona has been improving by every match. And so this is a team that's certainly not in that final product phase. And so there is still a lot of work to be done with this team, but right now so far we are on a good track. And so because of that, this is leading to the point where we do have to face against a tough team like Sevilla. And so could Barcelona beat Sevilla, who were previously the Europa League winners of the 2019-2020 season? And so that is what we're going to do in this video. We are going to be discussing how this rejuvenated Barcelona could beat Sevilla. And in order to do that, we do have to understand where Sevilla is coming from and what their current form is. And so again, Sevilla is a Europa League winner. They have also fought Bayern Munich extremely well in that 2-1 final. And if we were to look at the 2 matches that Sevilla has already played in the league, they have won against Cadiz 3-1 and 1-0 against Levante. And I was really examining those 2 matches and trying to see, okay, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses? And I have noticed 2 strengths that Sevilla does have and 1 weakness that Barcelona can analyze and pound on. Starting with the strengths, one of their biggest strengths is their aerial power. And I want to point out 2 players, that is Conde and Diego Carlos. These 2 center backs here are the reason why Sevilla right now are currently in the best position to really give a fight to Barcelona for this league title. And so if we look at the aerial duels of Koundé against Levante, we can see here that he has encountered 3 aerial duels and has completed all 3. And then if we look at Diego Carlos against Cadiz, he has completed 6 aerial duels. And then even going to the match against Bayern Munich, we can see that Koundé has encountered 6 aerial duels. And I do want to stick on Koundé for a second, right? Because Koundé, since he did play that match against Bayern Munich since the very start of this season, he has not lost not one single aerial duel so far with Sevilla. And so this is a center back duo that is certainly a duo that we cannot play around with. And so we can already sense an idea of what Barcelona should not go for. Like if Barcelona is going to go into this game and try to game plan how we're going to try and header the balls in or try to attempt multiple crosses into the box, I just don't think that's going to work out for Barcelona. The other strength that I have noticed from Sevilla is the counter attacks. And let me tell you, if you were to ask me what are one of the best teams in Europe right now that does extremely well in the counter attacks, and I would tell you Sevilla, because Sevilla right now is actually one of the most lethal counter-attacking teams in Europe as of now. And one of the players that do get heavily involved in these counterattacks is Jesus Navas. Right now, he currently does have 2 assists. And so throughout these matches, you can see that he is the first man to start this counterattack. He is that man that triggers in order to fire the bullet. And so those are going to be the 2 problems that Barcelona is going to have to encounter. Sevilla is very good in terms of the aerial power and the quick transition into the attack. But here's the thing. I have noticed one very big, consistent weakness from Sevilla that they have clearly showed so far in this league season. And just like in the match against Celta de Vigo, Sevilla right now is extremely weak in terms of defensive duels. And I'm going to name 2 players that really do show that and put Sevilla in that position where they could lose that game. And so one is named Joan Jordan and the other one is named Fernando, so number 8 and number 25. And if we look at the picture here, we can see the amount of defensive duels that in the end ended up being unsuccessful. And so that is a huge weak point for Sevilla. For you to let go and lose that amount of defensive duels in the middle of the pitch in those areas, that's only going to give Barcelona the green light to attack through those areas. And so that is what's going to lead me to the Barcelona side. Now we are going to be talking about Barcelona. Seeing these strengths and seeing these weaknesses, what does Barcelona need to do next? And so let's focus on the strengths for a second, right? How does Barcelona prevent Sevilla from using their strengths? So we know right now that Barcelona is capable, right? They're capable enough to bring their own game to Sevilla, especially in the Camp Nou. And I think that since one of the strengths that Sevilla do have is the aerial duels, Barcelona have to maintain the ball on the ground. There is no reason for Barcelona to try and cross that ball into the air and have a player like Griezmann or Ansu Fati or Messi header that ball in, because there is a 99% chance that you're probably not going to win that battle when you are encountering these two center backs. And so the good thing is that Barcelona do have those players that work extremely well on the ground, and that is De Jong, Coutinho, and Lionel Messi. 3 players who are very creative on the ground and can create multiple chances for the players around them. And so now let's address their other strength. How does Barcelona stop those counterattacks? How do we prevent from Sevilla even beginning those counterattacks? And I think that in order to do that, you have to stop that one man that does trigger the bullet, and that is Jesus Navas. That is the player that Barcelona have to focus on. Yes, pay attention to the other players on the left back position, center back position, central midfield position like Ivan Rakitic, but Jesus Navas is that main man. If you do take down Jesus Navas, you're taking down 60 to 70% of your problems. And the one thing that I have noticed about Jesus Navas in this league season so far is that if he's given time, he is going to find that player to pass it to in order to go through that second phase of the counter attack. And so lucky enough, what we have been seeing in Barcelona's game that we have not seen since 2015-2016 is the man-to-man press. And this is something that Koeman is implementing and instilling into Barcelona extremely well. That is going to be the kryptonite to Sevilla's quick transition attacks. And the proof is there, right? In the previous match against Celta Vigo, Barcelona were absolutely suffocating that team. They had no chance to get away from Barcelona's press. And so lucky enough for us, Barcelona is doing that extremely well. I'm happy to see that Koeman is communicating these type of rules to the players, and they're doing exactly that. And so the press of Barcelona is going to be highly needed in the game against Sevilla. We cannot allow them to have any space in order for them to start the counter attack. And so in the end, in terms of Barcelona stopping those strengths that Sevilla do have in their disposal, Barcelona do have the weapons to prevent that. And so as for the weaknesses, right, what can Barcelona do to punish Sevilla for having those weaknesses on the field? That's clearly shown. And I think that because those two central midfielders that I have mentioned before, who is Joan Jordan and Fernando, I think that De Jong can punish those players and glide away from their defensive errors that they might put out on the field and completely expose Sevilla going into the box. And the reason why I believe that De Jong is going to be even more effective in this match is because I think that Sevilla is going to be sitting back a little more than usual, not completely sit back and stay inside the box. I think that Sevilla is going to hold back just a little, only because Barcelona is Barcelona. Barcelona have those weapons where they know that they can be easily caught off guard. And I think that because of that, De Jong will have a strong game against Sevilla. One of the other things that I have noticed, and I'm going to mention the match against Bayern Munich because I think that that is where it really did expose Sevilla on where they are defensively at the moment. One of the things that I have noticed from these two players is that they cannot deal with the pace of the opposition. There were so many times where Sané and many other pacey wingers were running through these two players. And so what does that mean, right? I think that if Barcelona and Koeman is aware that these two players cannot compete in terms of pace in the middle of the pitch, that is where I do want to call Ansu Fati. I do believe that besides De Jong, this is going to be another match where Ansu Fati is going to be on the spotlight. And I also think that because of that, I would not be surprised if Ronald Koeman decides to sub in a player named Dembele, who is another extremely pacey winger. And let me tell you, it's not going to be an easy match. I don't expect this match against Sevilla to be a 5-0, 6-0 win. It's going to come down to how Barcelona do react, and that is what's going to lead me to the lineup. I think that if they put these exact group of players in the lineup to face against Sevilla, then we can get a real result. And so this is going to be my predicted lineup. It's going to be Neto in goal, Alba on the left back position. Our center backs is going to be Araujo and Piquet. Keep in mind that Lenglet did get a red card against Celta de Vigo, so he will not be participating in this match. Then we're going to have Sergio Roberto on the right back area. As for our double pivot, I do expect to see Busquets and De Jong. I'm actually surprised to see that Busquets has covered the most ground out of all the players in the match against Celta de Vigo, and so I do expect to see Busquets to play in that role, and maybe later we might see Pjanic sub in for Busquets. Busquets. And then as for our 4 attackers, I do see Ansu Fati on the left wing, Coutinho in the middle, Griezmann on the right, and Messi at the top playing the number 9 role. That is what's going to lead to Barcelona creating the most chances for themselves. That is where I think that they could punish those 2 players that allow Sevilla to be so vulnerable while defending. And I think that with these group of players, these are the players that would understand Koeman the most on what he does demand from them. And there has been questions floating around through the media saying that is Serginho Dest going to be playing in this match now that he is signed for FC Barcelona? And to be very honest, there has been no information regarding Serginho Dest participating in this match. There is a chance that he could be available. There has been multiple reports saying that, but I think that he would not be participating in this match because of 2 reasons. One is because of COVID-19. There is restrictions. I don't know how the league is going to deal with that. And then the other reason is because Serginho Dest has been in Barcelona for 72 hours. I really don't think that Serginho Dest is going to automatically start in this match against one of the toughest teams in the Spanish league. Even though I do want to see Serginho Dest participate in this match, which is going to be a dream for me, right? In the end, I just don't think that it's going to be in Koeman's interest to put Dest as soon as possible against a very tough opponent like this. But here's the conclusion, right? I think that Koeman knows what's needed to win against Sevilla, and Koeman has shown that throughout the past 5 matches. And I want to say one more thing. I think that if Barcelona were to get a 3rd convincing win against Sevilla, just imagine what that's going to mean for the players. Just imagine what the players are going to be thinking of Ronald Koeman. We would easily say that these players are going to easily stand behind Ronald Koeman and trust a coach like him. And I think that because of that, if we were to really achieve the 3rd convincing win, I think that it would be safe to have the conversation that Barcelona will be favorites to win the league. I know that it is extremely early to say that, but as a Barcelona fan, and you and me know that Barcelona hasn't performed in this way in a very long time, and that really does tell us a lot on where Barcelona could go in these next 2 or 3 months. And so my predicted scoreline for this match against Sevilla is going to be a 2-0 win. The key players is going to be De Jong, Ansu Fati, and Jordi Alba, who will be in charge to take down Jesus Navas. So that'll be it for today's Barcelona pre-match preview. Let me know what you guys do expect to see in this match against Sevilla. What is going to be your predicted lineup and your predicted scoreline? Let me know in the comment sections down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.